So my name is Jim Horde, of course, that's why you came, and I am here today to talk just a little bit about my latest track, Escapism.
I'm fucked up. 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 I'm fucked up.
So, from a general thesis and how I sort of feel towards it, it's definitely been my most frustrating project I've ever written. Literally, I've only released 2 songs, but I have a lot in my catalog that I'm yet to mix, master, edit, etc. But in the sense of what escapism's ultimately about, kind of disregarding the actual musical aspect, it's like, why is something like this, to me, I felt like I needed to release sooner than maybe I should have. Maybe I should have refined it a bit more. Maybe I should have reworked some of the lyrics, and the flow on that. And that's something I'm definitely willing to admit. In comparison to Boy and Astra, I feel like it does feel a little incomplete, but disregarding all of that, I still really do like the way the song flows. I do kind of like the message behind it, especially coming from the source of the author. I think it's definitely an important track in the context of where we are in the world with COVID, with all this kind of shit, in the context of being a 20-year-old and all that. Like, I love this song for what it kind of represents, but as a product, sometimes I'm a little bit like, I could have done better. Anyway, regardless of that, what does escapism mean to me? And that's kind of what I'm here to explain today. I'm not here to talk about like all the aspects and all the instruments and all that kind of stuff who I mixed with. Today I kind of just really want to discuss like what is escapism, what does that mean, who or what am I escaping from, maybe get a little bit of context about the track and myself as not just an artist but as like a human being. So yeah, let's get with this. Let's start. So basically, what do I mean when I use the word escapism? So, that's quite a philosophical statement. Like, you can definitely draw it to feelings of existential dread or heartbreak or the need to not be where you are currently. So, I would assume you, as the viewer, or just anyone you know, has done something in the sense to try and escape their current reality, even if it's so minor. For example, maybe you're just bored and you go play League of Legends for 10 hours with your friends. And yeah, that might just seem like you're killing time, but like that in itself could be seen as a form of escapism. Yeah, it's not as extreme as, your mother died and now you're doing heroin 12 hours a day because you can't come to terms with the reality that she is no longer with you. But I guess the whole thing is that escapism doesn't necessarily have to be like this grand evil demon that kind of takes control of you. It can be pretty small and it can be pretty minor. And I guess within the context of the song, it's a bit more intense than just kind of like trying to kill boredom. But that's definitely still there, and that's still like a feeling I'm trying to capture, but obviously on a more like grander scale. So maybe just to add a bit of context to the track, what am I escaping? And you want to know what Jim Horde is and what Samuel Hinton is, disregarding my alter ego as a musical persona. So I guess when we view that track, especially disregarding everything that's happened now, in the reality of that song, I was kind of trying to escape myself, It was, the original take was written back in maybe, I don't know, March, April, around that time. And I had just met my now current girlfriend that I live with in Melbourne, but back then we were still kind of just like a fling. We were seeing each other. I came to Melbourne on holiday, and it was pretty sick, and obviously what we decided is one of the greatest fucking decisions I made in my life, and I love that girl with my deepest heart. But, let's go back a bit. Let's go back, we're in December now. Let's go back to April Jim Horde. And yeah, that version of myself necessarily wasn't the best person. Sometimes maybe I've been bitter and a bit angsty towards my friends. And also like through that time of like, going through the whole entire what are we, who are we, am I going to move phase. When I saw my friends or my brother or even my mom with like their partners, yeah, I probably felt a bit jealous and bitter because long distance sucks fucking dick. And just seeing that makes you kind of like the worst version of yourself. And then yeah, my brother sent me this track and I'm like, I love this and I really want to capture how I am feeling and what I'm escaping from, because the first thing I felt when I heard that was like, this song to me is like, this is what I feel like right now. I need to go away. I need to kind of not be where I am, and the study of that is like killing time until I finally get to Melbourne and be this kind of version of myself. So what was I necessarily killing? How was I doing this in the context of that song and the context of who I am? So through that 3 month period, I feel like I was just going out a lot. I was doing so much fucking drugs and smoking so much. I was just trying to not be by myself a lot, because obviously that just made you feel so much more alone. And even though, like, obviously just being surrounded by people isn't always the way to do that, maybe it just kills time quicker. And the forms of escapism, yeah, like, it wasn't healthy, but once again, I think it is such a beautiful track, because I'm compared to Boy and Astro, which is just a hard hitting fucking banger, and I love that shit so much more. It's me at my most vulnerablest. I've never been this vulnerable in a song that I've released as today, and I think that's what's important about this song, is you should, as an artist, remember that this is a form of therapy. And yeah, it's fun to make catchy songs, and it's obviously so fun to go to shows and just play like your biggest fucking hits. But escapism to me is like this place where I can just be vulnerable and I can still be musical, but every lyric that I'm writing is a bit more deeper than just asking how far you come, you know? It's like, it's me almost like journaling a poem about the black dog, and about how I'm scared that when I move, if it's gonna even like satisfy me. I'm scared that if I moved, will I break up with her and then am I fucked? I'm scared that the borders will close. I was scared of so much, but I was so excited. I felt like the escapist at its perfect form. This complete kind of middleman. Like, I am so fucking lost, but I am so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so sad. I'm just so lost. And this is why I think this song was so important to me in the context of the time and in the context of the album that I'm writing. I guess I'll tease it here a little bit. It's titled Along a Sturdy Road. It's like, this song just fits perfectly in this kind of 10-track narrative that I'm writing of who I am, what I've been through, what's the worst aspects of me, what's the best aspects of me, like the best. This is like the entirety of Samuel Hinton. These 10 songs are definitely going to list me as a person and everything I'm capable of, everything I want to be, everything I could be if, you know, in the perfect world. And I think that's, I don't know, like, obviously I'm ranting on a little bit here, but I just thought, since I have been a little disconnected from music recently, I've been working a lot in just hospitality, I wanted to kind of just try to reconnect with some of the people back home and new fans and new people met on the way. And this is a pretty honest sort of like self-diary that I'm just once again ranting. And I just thought it'd be cool to you. And I hope maybe in the context of the song, it's kind of explained it a little better. Because it's pretty messy and it's pretty all over the place. But that's what I kind of love about it. And once again, definitely far from the best thing I've ever made. Definitely far from the most perfect thing I've ever made. Hopefully I've got even more amazing and just crazy mind-blowing tracks ahead. But I guess we'll have to wait till that's all mixed, mastered, written. Until then, I am so glad every single person that has listened to my song, came to any show that I performed, has supported me along the way. You are the only reason I can do this shit. And without you, I'm just a fucking guy in his studio making music off YouTube beats. So thank you. I love you all, and I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. And I hope you stay tuned to Jim Horde coming into 2022. Along a Sturdy Road is in the works, and I should hope to have an album at least by the very last end of 2022. Thank you so much. Peace out. Love you guys. Escapism.